GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening. This hour will break down the sudden closure of Browns Beach after July's flooding, preview the 8-horse field for the 2026 Whitney Stakes, and note that traffic is smooth with no incidents downtown. Plus, a quick look at Kuma Ani Ramen's new downtown spot. Over to you, Diana.
The Racing Hall of Fame has unveiled a new horse perspective exhibit, allowing visitors to experience track views from a horse's eye level, opening this week.
Featuring interactive stations, the exhibit showcases historic racing moments, with audio narration and motion-simulated gallops, drawing families and enthusiasts throughout the weekend.
Located on the main museum floor, admission is included with general tickets, while special guided tours begin each hour, offering behind-the-scenes insights.
The exhibit also partners with local schools, providing educational kits for classroom use and welcomes volunteers to share equine history, enriching community connections. Lots to get to, let's begin. Good evening, Saratoga Springs. Heavy rain on July 29 swelled Saratoga Lake, forcing the town of Stillwater to close Browns Beach indefinitely, cutting off a popular spot for residents and visitors. Bridget Halloran has the full story.
Heavy rain on July 29, 2026, pushed Saratoga Lake's water level high enough to flood the shoreline at Browns Beach off Route 9. J-Town officials inspected the site and determined the beach will remain closed indefinitely, while the water recedes and damage is assessed. The closure means residents and visitors lose access to the popular swimming and picnic area, and posted signs now warn of unsafe conditions. No timeline has been given for reopening, and the town says it will monitor lake levels and safety before making any further decisions. The beach has been a seasonal gathering spot, and its loss is felt across the community today. Bridget Halloran, GMNA News, Saratoga Lake.
New York Racing Association has unveiled the 8-horse lineup for this year's 99th Whitney Stakes, the marquee contest that caps Saratoga's summer racing calendar. The field announced today features a blend of seasoned champions and rising stars, each vying for the coveted purse at Saratoga Race Course later this summer. As the premier distance race for older thoroughbreds, the Whitney draws the nation's top horses and a packed grandstand of fans eager to witness the clash of speed and stamina. Trainers and owners see the event as a pivotal stepping stone toward fall championships, while bettors anticipate a lively market. With the race slated for the final weeks of the meet, excitement is already building across the Spa City, promising another unforgettable chapter in Saratoga's storied racing tradition. Local businesses anticipate a boost as visitors flock to the track for the historic showdown.
Save Dunham's co-chairs Herbert Hasbrouck and Kathy Swota met last Sunday in Grafton to press forward on the Martin Dunham Dam repair debate. The group said recent storm surges have amplified worries about the dam's ability to protect downstream neighborhoods, prompting a series of town hall sessions that remain open. Officials from the county engineering department presented preliminary cost estimates, while local landowners voiced concerns over potential habitat disruption and property impacts. Both sides agreed the structure's integrity is vital, yet the path forward diverges on whether to pursue a full overhaul or targeted upgrades. The discussion will continue through the coming weeks, with additional public hearings scheduled to allow residents to weigh safety priorities against environmental considerations. Save Dunham urges continued community involvement as the decision-making process moves ahead collectively.
Congresswoman is touring flood-hit Coamons and Ravenna, urging federal relief funding after heavy rains devastated homes and businesses in Albany County. The effort continues as officials assess damage. Bridget Halloran has the full story.
She walks Main Street in Coamons, pointing to water-lined foundations where recent rains left basements soaked. The Congresswoman meets a family whose kitchen floor still bears mud, urging officials to fast-track emergency grants. In Ravenna, she inspects a shuttered storefront whose inventory sat under several inches of water. noting merchants risk permanent loss without aid. County officials brief her on damaged roads and bridges, while volunteers pump out flooded basements. She also stops at a temporary shelter in the town hall, where displaced residents line up for meals and receive information packets. The lawmaker says the funding request will be part of the upcoming federal budget discussion, pressing for swift assistance to homeowners and small businesses. Bridget Halloran, GMNA News, Coamons.
An interactive augmented reality exhibit opened this past July 30th at the New York State Military Museum and Veterans Research Center on 61 Lake Avenue. The display brings the Revolutionary War Clash of 1777 to life, with 4 lifelike digital figures representing soldiers from the Saratoga battle. Visitors can walk among the holographic troops, watch animated maneuvers, and hear period commentary through handheld devices. Museum officials said the technology adds a new dimension to the center's educational offerings, letting school groups and history enthusiasts explore the turning point conflict in a hands-on way. The exhibit joins recent upgrades across the museum, which also features artifacts from the state's militia and a research library for veterans. Early feedback from guests highlighted the immersive feel, and the way it connects today's audience with the legacy of Saratoga's 1777 victory. Stay tuned, the new Horse Perspective exhibit at the Racing Hall of Fame opens this week, and we'll have the story. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Good evening, Saratoga Springs. The National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame has rolled out a new exhibit that lets guests experience the world through a horse's eyes. Debuted on August 1st, the interactive display is now open at the Saratoga Springs Museum and runs through the summer. Visitors step into a simulated saddle view, complete with motion-responsive visuals that mimic a galloping thoroughbred on the freshly cleared track after recent rain. Curators say the perspective offers a unique way to feel the speed, wind, and rhythm of a race day, adding a fresh draw for both tourists and locals alike. The exhibit joins the hall's expanding lineup of attractions, aiming to deepen appreciation for the sport's equine athletes while giving families another reason to explore Broadway's historic district this season. It's already drawing crowds from nearby Ballston Spa and the wider Capital region.
Saratoga's Alliance Wrestling Club sent 4 student wrestlers, including Damian Snyder, to the New Way Combat National Championship in Atlantic City, where they captured 2 national titles and multiple podium finishes, showcasing the program's strength. Russ Tedeschi has the full story.
4 Saratoga wrestlers stepped onto the mat in Atlantic City's New Way Combat National Championship on July 21st. The Alliance Saratoga Wrestling Club sent a tight squad, with Damian Snyder among the competitors, and they came home with podium finishes across the board. 2 of the teens captured national titles, while the other 2 earned silver and bronze medals in their weight classes. The athletes' performances reflected months of intensive drills at the club's facilities back home, and the medals will be displayed at the school gym later this week. The community gathered at the local hall to celebrate the hall, a notable moment for the town's youth sports scene. Russ Tedeschi, GMNA News, Boardwalk.
Last month, the Saratoga Springs Little League U11 All-Stars traveled to Baldwinsville for the New York State Championship and returned home as runners-up. The 11-player squad fought through a tough bracket, falling just short of the title in a final that showcased the depth of youth baseball talent across the Empire State. Coaches praised the team's chemistry and the community's support that propelled a strong summer season into a statewide stage. Parents and fans gathered at the ballpark, cheering each at-bat and celebrating the achievement as a milestone for the city's growing baseball program. While the championship crown slipped away, the players earned recognition for their skill, work ethic, and sportsmanship, underscoring why Saratoga Springs continues to nurture promising athletes. The team will be honored at a ceremony on Broadway next week, where city officials will present plaques and thank the volunteers who kept the season on schedule.
Jesse Costa, a Saratoga native with a lifelong love of horses, stepped into the assistant starter role at the New York Racing Association on July 30th. In that position, he guides thoroughbreds into the starting gate at the Saratoga racetrack, a task that demands split-second timing and calm confidence. Costa says the job feels like a natural extension of his weekend rides and volunteer work at local barns, where he still trains, shoes, and cares for his own ponies. Colleagues note his instinct for reading a horse's temperament, a talent that helped him earn the position after months of shadowing seasoned starters. The story underscores how the city's equestrian heritage continues to shape new careers, turning passion into daily work for residents who grow up around the track's historic grandstands.
Saratoga Springs confronts a fiscal challenge as budget shortfalls from years of underestimated expenditures and overestimated revenues have depleted reserves, threatening city services and future planning. Bridget Halloran has the full story.
The city is wrestling with a growing budget gap after years of underprojected costs and overly optimistic revenue forecasts. Officials say the shortfalls have forced Saratoga Springs to dip into its reserve fund for the first time in a decade, trimming cash available for road repairs, library upgrades, and public safety staffing. Former Finance Commissioner Minita Sanghvi testified that past budgeting models consistently underestimated operating expenses while inflating tax income projections. The cumulative deficit now exceeds $3 million, though the exact figure was not disclosed. City leaders warn the strain could limit new capital projects and force a reevaluation of service levels for the upcoming fiscal year. Bridget Halloran, GMNA News, Saratoga Springs.
Now let's turn to the forecast and see what tonight holds for you.
A low-pressure center is slipping east, while a fast jet stream sculpts tonight's clear, breezy finish. On this date, the all-time high reached 88 degrees in 2024, set during a lingering heat wave that pushed daily averages into the 90s across the Capital District. The all-time low fell to 55 degrees in 2022, a surprise cold snap that arrived with an early Arctic front and snapped the previous record by 3 degrees. Normal high for August 3rd sits around 79 degrees with a low near 61, so today's readings sit comfortably between those historic extremes. The live radar shows a completely quiet canvas across the capital region. No echoes appear from the Adirondack Highlands to the Hudson Valley, confirming the absence of rain or thunderstorms. A strong, southerly jet at 107 miles per hour rides high above, steering any moisture well north of the Mohawk. With low pressure rising and high pressure building behind, the atmosphere remains stable, so the clear skies will linger over Saratoga Springs through the night. At 6 p.m., the city sits at 77 degrees with a mostly clear sky and a dew point of 68 degrees, keeping humidity around 75%. A low-pressure center is rising, allowing a building high-pressure ridge to push in from the west, which will keep temperatures steady through the evening. Southwest winds blow at 14 miles per hour, gusting up to 26, and the jet stream overhead streams southward at 107 miles per hour, reinforcing the dry air. The UV index reads 6, and the maximum wind will stay near 16 miles per hour from the southwest. No watches or warnings are in effect, and precipitation remains off the table for the remainder of the night. Tomorrow the ridge will still dominate, delivering a high near 79 degrees and a low around 59 as skies stay clear. Wednesday sees the jet dip slightly, inviting a thin cloud deck and a 20% chance of rain, with highs nudging up to 81 and lows holding at 61. Thursday, the flow becomes more southerly, pulling in moisture that fuels a 65% rain chance. Temperatures climb to 81 with a low of 70, and brief showers will dot the afternoon. Friday, the ridge regains strength, pushing highs to 84 and lows to 70, while keeping rain chances around 45% and mostly clear skies. Saturday, the pattern eases, offering a high of 81, a low of 66, and a 50% chance of scattered rain. No alerts are active for the period. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
We've got the latest on our traffic flow, the newest Kuma on ramen spot downtown, and the Mets-Phillies trade buzz. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
All major arteries are moving freely this morning. 87 northbound through the town is clear, and 87 southbound shows the same smooth flow. US Route 9 north and south run without delay, as does Route 9A winding through the village. Broadway through downtown remains open, with the intersection of Broadway and Union Street free of backups. Saratoga Lake Road and the Lakeside Connector are light, and the access road to Saratoga Springs Hospital reports no congestion. The Saratoga Springs State Park entrance lane is easy, and the roundabout at Union Street is clear. Route 50 southbound past the college campus is running on schedule, and the road to the Saratoga Springs Regional Airport is open with normal speed. Downtown parking garages have ample space, and bike lanes along Main Street are unobstructed. The downtown bike share stations are fully stocked, and the commuter rail line to Albany remains on schedule. Live traffic cameras on 87 and US Route 9 confirm green lights at all major intersections, and the downtown traffic circle on Union Street remains fluid. No construction, no accidents, and all CDTA bus routes and Amtrak service are on time. Saratoga Springs police are on patrol, keeping the corridors moving. Looking ahead, expect traffic to build after lunch, especially around the downtown core, the college campus, and the Saratoga race course parking areas. The interstate may see a modest buildup near the airport exit as commuters head home. School dismissals at 3 will add a few extra vehicles on Route 9 and the surrounding side streets. Keep an eye on the Saratoga Lake Shoreline Road in the late afternoon. It often slows when lakefront visitors arrive. Evening rush could add a couple of minutes on I-87 near the downtown interchange, and drivers heading to the Saratoga Spa venue should allow a few extra minutes after 7. Overall, the network should stay clear through the night, and drivers heading to the downtown concert hall after 8 can still expect smooth flow. Keep an ear on local radio for any sudden updates, though none are expected. That's the picture for now.
Looks like the local calendar is quiet today, folks. Keep an eye on the local sunset for updates on tomorrow's events and the upcoming summer festivals. And now here's James with sports.
Summer sports heat rises as baseball moves, football camps start, and the Mets reshuffle. The Mets have dealt left-handed reliever Brooks Raley to the Phillies, receiving 2 2024 draft prospects in return. Raley's departure clears a bullpen spot, while the young arms give New York a glimpse of future depth as the season heads into its final stretch. The Yankees reach the trade deadline with a roster largely set, focusing on internal adjustments rather than new acquisitions. With Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman confident in the current lineup, fans can expect the team to rely on its existing depth as the regular season winds down. The New York Jets open their second year under Aaron Glenn, aiming to rebound from a 3-14 finish. Aggressive free agency moves and 4 top 50 draft selections signal a roster overhaul. An early season performance will reveal whether the new pieces can finally lift the franchise. The Yankees have added first base power by acquiring Luis Garcia Jr. from Washington, a move designed to inject fresh offense into a lineup that has struggled for run production. Expect Garcia to compete for a regular spot, giving New York a new weapon as the stretch run begins. The Mets have moved A.J. Minter to Minnesota, receiving 2 infield prospects in exchange. While the incoming players lack standout resumes, they provide organizational depth and a chance to develop at the minor league level, as New York continues to retool its bullpen for the final months. The Giants kick off padded practice on Monday, shifting to a wrap and release tempo that emphasizes quick defensive wraps and offensive line speed. Head coach John Harbaugh's focus on increasing physicality inside suggests the team is sharpening fundamentals ahead of the regular season.
Kumaani Ramen Shop lands in downtown Saratoga Springs at 23 to 25 Division Street, marking its 4th neighborhood outpost. Known for steaming bowls of pork bone broth, tender chashu, and handcrafted noodles, Kumaani also serves a rotating menu of bubble tea that's become a local ritual. The October 2026 opening adds a warm, late-night gathering spot for students, office workers, and families strolling the historic streets. City officials say the new shop will boost foot traffic and reinforce the downtown's reputation as a foodie destination. For many of us, Kumaani isn't just a restaurant, it's a place where friends meet over a bowl and the community feels a little tighter. Next, we'll discuss the regional girls wrestling team adding Saratoga Springs and preview the August 1 special stakes. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Good evening, Saratoga Springs. 4 school districts in the Queensberry region have combined to create a unified girls wrestling team, expanding opportunities for female athletes in Saratoga Springs and surrounding communities. Bridget Halloran has the full story.
Officials from 4 districts gathered this summer to launch a girls' wrestling team, pulling athletes from Queensberry Union Free, Saratoga Springs, South Glens Falls Central, and Hudson Falls. The collaboration, formalized on July 30, 2026, pools resources so each school can field a roster despite low participation numbers. Coaches say the program will allow more female students to train, compete, and travel, filling gaps that isolated teams could not sustain. District leaders hope the squad will serve as a model for other sports seeking inclusion across the region. Parents voiced excitement, saying the effort gives their daughters a chance to wrestle competitively without long commutes. Practices start in August at the Queensberry Gym, and the team will travel to regional tournaments. Bridget Halloran, GMNA News, Queensberry.
The Saratoga Special Stakes returns August 1st at Saratoga Racecourse, featuring juvenile colts and fillies in a tradition dating back to 1901, drawing families and racing fans to the summer meet. Talia Whitcomb has the full story.
The track is buzzing as the Saratoga Special Stakes readies for its next run on August 1, 2026. This juvenile sprint, open to 2-year-old colts and fillies, marks another chapter in a tradition that began in 1901. Stands are filling with families strolling the grandstand, kids clutching program booklets while seasoned fans exchange predictions. Vendors line the infield, offering ice-cold lemonade and hot dogs as the summer meet rolls on. Officials are finalizing post times, and trainers are making last adjustments to saddles and blinkers. The roar of the crowd builds, promising a lively day of fast-paced racing under the Saratoga sky. Historic arches frame the view, and the scent of fresh hay mixes with popcorn drifting through the aisles. Talia Whitcomb, GMNA News, Saratoga.
Thank you, Saratoga Springs, for joining us this evening. Tonight's highlight, the 8-horse field gearing up for the 2026 Whitney Stakes, reminded us why this community thrives on tradition and excitement. I'm Marcus Dunfield. Tune in tomorrow for more local stories that matter to you. Have a wonderful night.